Hello, and welcome to this video in which we're going to discuss tips for how to deal with test-taking anxiety. My name is Lene, I'm the instructor trainer here at Magoosh. Before we dig into our subject, please do me a favor and hit the like button, as well as subscribe to our channel so you have access to more awesome videos just like this one that are designed to help you with your test prep journey. Alright, so if you're watching this video, that probably means you have a big test coming up and you're feeling pretty nervous about it. While I totally understand that test anxiety is not the best feeling to be grappling with, you should know that you are absolutely not alone. Most people experience some form of test-taking anxiety, especially for major standardized tests that can be really difficult to prepare for. The key is figuring out a way to cope with that anxiety so that it doesn't have a chance to overwhelm you come test day. There's one pretty obvious way to deal with test-taking anxiety that I'm pretty sure you're already familiar with, and that is practice. Everybody says that, right? Just keep practicing, practice all the time, practice, 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 and you're gonna start feeling a lot better, a lot more familiar, a lot more comfortable navigating through the content. But it rarely is just that simple. While practicing is certainly a vital part of feeling prepared for a major exam, and is therefore one surefire way to lessen your anxiety, sometimes practice alone just isn't enough. So let's talk about some other, less obvious ways that can also help you manage your test anxiety. Okay, tip number 1, maintain a well-balanced diet. Believe it or not, your physical health is directly connected to your mental health. It's quite easy when you're hyper-focused on an activity, like cramming in all the information you need to study for a test, to forget to focus on your physical health. Trading in what would be a more nutritious meal for something that's easy to grab quickly, like a candy bar or a fast food something or other. While it might make you feel like you're saving time grabbing that quick bite, or that you are actually giving yourself a boost from that quick sugar rush, you're not really doing yourself any favors. It might give you a quick boost or save a little bit of time, but trust me, there will be a sharp crash. Healthy food is brain fuel. Ensuring that your brain tank is on full on test day is one of the most important ways that you can manage your test-taking anxiety. All right, tip number 2, establish a consistent routine. Part of what feeds anxiety is fear of the unknown or feelings of being out of control. Establishing a routine while you're prepping for a test is one way that you can take some of that control back. Learn what works best for you, and then be sure to follow those same exact steps every single time you devote however much time you have to test prep. Consider waking up, studying, eating, taking breaks, and going to bed at or around the same exact time. This will help ease your stress during the test prep portion of your journey, and that will in turn ease your stress on test day. That brings us to tip number 3, get plenty of sleep. When you're sleeping, that is when your brain downloads your memories and everything that you've learned during your waking period. Getting a full night's sleep that is at least 7 to 8 hours is also linked to a better ability to pay attention. So ensuring that you get enough rest after prep and before test day is the best way to ensure that you are retaining what you're practicing and will lead to, ultimately, better performance on test day. While it certainly is tempting to burn the midnight oil to cram in as much study time as you can in the wee hours, that's probably one of the worst things that you can do. Your brain can only absorb so much each day, so you're not really doing yourself any good by studying at an inconsistent time or cramming too much study into those wee hours in the morning. Tip number 4, accept the anxiety. People often think that anxiety is all bad, but that just isn't true. It's important to realize that a certain level of anxiety is actually helpful in performing your best. A little bit of nervousness before a test is normal, and that can actually help you focus your attention. The problem is when test anxiety gets out of control. When that happens, it can produce feelings of self-doubt that will interfere with your performance. If you can accept and embrace that anxiety is a normal part of performance, It will help you control your test anxiety level on test day before it becomes too excessive. So once you accept that anxiety isn't as bad as its reputation makes it out to be, it will no longer have the power over you that it's likely had over you thus far. Tip number 5, think positively. This actually ties really nicely in with the previous tip. Changing your mindset as it relates to anxiety leads to positive thinking. Anxiety can lead you to think things like, I can't do this, or I am never going to get the score that I need. But that mindset is a self-fulfilling prophecy. If you think and truly believe you cannot do it, you likely will not be able to do it. That path leads to losing confidence and giving up before the test even begins. Instead of thinking negative thoughts, try to spin it towards the positive. Visualize yourself completing the test successfully in spite of your anxiety. Using your imagination, play the whole thing out in your mind. Envision success from the moment that you wake up on test day, and continue to envision that success until the moment you hit submit once the test is complete. Positive thoughts can help build confidence and decrease your test-taking anxiety. Tell yourself things like, I know that with hard work I will get the score that I'm aiming for, and I have prepared thoroughly for this test, so I'm not going to let this anxiety stand in my way. So to wrap things up, let's talk a little bit about perspective. The upcoming test is certainly incredibly important, but it really isn't a life or death issue. Tell yourself that regardless of your performance on the test, it is not going to be the end of the world. It will keep on spinning, I promise. Take some of the pressure off yourself and just try to do your best. That really is the only thing that you have any control over. You have literally nothing to lose by being positive and believing in yourself and believing in the amount of work that you put in to prepare for the test. If you take these 5 tips and pair them with adequate preparation and practice, anxiety will be no match against you. To support you in your fight against anxiety, Magoosh has a wealth of affordable and fun resources that I will link below for you to explore. Thank you so much for watching. I hope that you have found these tips helpful. Bye-bye for now, and we'll see you in the next video.